You could have the relationship of your dreams if you apply this top skill that many successful people, including myself, use. Hey guys, my name is Mike, and I'm a former New York City bouncer who worked for many years in the biggest nightclub in New York. It was a great job, but eventually, it's not something that's sustainable that you can build a life out of. So I went back to school in my late 20s, studied finance, and got 2 master's degrees and got a top job in a consulting firm. And eventually worked my way throughout the industry, and I have my own firm now. And I wanted to talk with you about some of the steps that I used, some of the things that I used to be fairly successful at my age. I'm also working really hard to take myself to the next level, so I just want you to be a part of that journey. I'm sharing my lessons and experiences along the way. So if you want to have a great relationship, and I'm speaking from a man's perspective, but this is applicable to women and men. And if you want to have a great relationship with somebody, I have a great wife. I've been with her for 17 years, and we've it's been wonderful, right? Like, I worked very hard to get this woman. It wasn't easy. She wasn't somebody that was wanted to even be in a relationship with me. I had to work very hard to get her. And what you have to be able to do, that many successful people do, is to have the ability to reframe your reality. And what that means is that if you feel like you're a fat loser, if you feel like you're a skinny bitch, if you're you have some kind of physical something about you that you feel uncomfortable about, or that you're very introverted, you're shy, you don't know how to talk to women, you feel awkward, you have to be able to reframe your reality and stop accepting that, okay, I'm an awkward person. Stop living that reality. I'm an awkward person. I'm never gonna get a girl. They don't want to talk to me. I'm scared. I'm worried. You have to get out of that mindset and change your reality into being the man who can actually talk to women and can actually go out and find the partner. So if you know that you want you have this vision of the girl that you want, right? You're into maybe a certain type of ethnicity, or a certain hair color, hair length, whatever it is, right? That you want physically out of a woman. Also, you have to know mentally, and emotionally, what do you want out of a woman, right? Do you want a tough female police officer, or a female bodybuilder type who's somebody who's already very mentally disciplined, very tough? Or do you want a girl who's kind of a girly girl, maybe very traditional or religious, and has traditional family values, right? Maybe doesn't have maybe her goal in life is just to be a mother, and that's all she wants. She wants to be a mother. She doesn't want to have a job. She doesn't want to do anything. Just stay at home, be a mother, right? You have to figure out what kind of woman do you want, and then what do you have to figure out what kind of a man would be the right man for that woman. So if you want to have, let's say, a very powerful, successful woman, somebody who works very hard, as a doctor, a lawyer, anything like that, business owner, you're gonna have to be a tough guy to be able to support her. But you also have to be tough emotionally, so that you're not crying and bitching over, that she's not home enough to spend time with you and things like that, right? You have to be able to support that woman. You have to be able to support that partner. And so if you're not that guy yet, if you feel like you get too clingy, you get too attached too quickly, it's probably because there's a deficiency in you. So you have to build the man for that partner. In my case, when I started dating, I I was awkward as hell. I went to an all boys Catholic school, so I didn't have day to day interactions with girls since the seventh grade. Um, and so I didn't know how to talk to women at all. I was very awkward. I was very shy. But what I focused on was saying, well, if I'm going to date a girl and I don't know how to talk to them, well, maybe I can get them to talk to me. And so what I did is I started working out. I went to the gym, I worked out, I got in freaking amazing shape, right? 8-pack, jacked. Like I worked on it so that I could then go to a college party, go to a frat house, whatever. And sure enough, women would start coming up to me and they would start talking to me. And then I would be my kind of awkward self and I wouldn't know what to say to them. But the point was that I clearly loved myself. I clearly had a very attractive, I must be an attractive person, right? Because my wife is fucking smoking. But I'm also very humble. So I was like, I'm not good looking enough, but I guess I got a good body, right? So at least they'll come talk to me. And of course, I'm a good looking guy. I have, a great body. And so having those things, it allowed me to attract women. When I finally met my wife, my future wife, I met her. Yeah, she thought I was hot, but she wasn't looking to date anybody, and she's so driven in her career and in what she wants to do that she was like, I really don't have time to date anyone, and I had to convince her right, that I'm the guy she should be dating. So going back to reframing your reality, right? My reality was I was an awkward guy. I was shy. I didn't know how to talk to women. So what could I do? I said, well, I will become the guy that women want to talk to. I will become the guy who's attractive. And I prepared myself physically and mentally to attract and to be with my current wife because I had prepared myself for it. So I just want you to sit down and think, who do I want? What do I want out of that person? What kind of a person do I need to be to attract that partner? Not just to attract them, but to attract them, retain them, and to have a successful relationship with that person. And it starts with loving yourself. It starts with working on yourself. And most women, they want somebody who's ambitious. They want somebody who is going to, and it's not just most women, most partners, right? They want somebody who's ambitious, who's going to provide some sort of financial security. It doesn't mean that you're going to pay all the bills. It means that you yourself are going to be financially secure. You don't have like a gambling debt that you're going to marry a doctor and you're going to blow all her money at the casino or something, or that you're going to spend all her money on drugs or mushrooms or whatever the fuck it is that you have a problem with, right? So being able to show that you're a stable person, you're responsible, you'd be a good partner, and you would also be potentially a good parent, right? And a good steward of a household and a home and finances. Those are important things that you should be able to prove that you can do. And that's why guys who drive expensive cars while they're young and are very fit tend to attract a lot of women, because driving an expensive car shows that you're financially secure. It shows that you're responsible. You know how to pay a freaking big ass car note and pay for the insurance, and how to make the money to afford that kind of a vehicle. And then also you're jacked, so you take care of yourself and you love yourself, maybe you got a nice haircut and you keep yourself clean shaven, whatever it is. So figure out who it is that you want to attract. and then become that person. Reframe your reality. Don't say, I'm going to start dating once I'm jacked. Once I have the 8-pack and I have the nice car, then I could start dating. No, you're going to fall in love with who you are because you're on the path to becoming that person. You're on the path to becoming somebody who's financially secure, right? You're on the path to somebody who is who has a future and who loves themselves. And so if you start working towards it now, you can confidently be able to, and you have to be intentional, right? If you're nervous about talking to the other sex, then start just doing it. Start practicing. I mean, you got the apps, of course, but back, when I was dating, it was all physical, right? You had to go, I mean, there was Facebook and stuff, but you still had to go to a bar or whatever, and you had to talk with girls that way, and you meet people that way. So obviously going out of your way to get that kind of experience is important, and it's good experience for you. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please drop your comments, down below. If you have any interesting stories or anything like that, kind of your own experiences and what helped you attract the perfect mate, then please comment and let me know about it, and let our audience know about it too. Thank you very much. Good luck.